Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off today's session on how artificial intelligence is transforming voice of customer analysis. I'll be guiding you through how product managers can harness AI to unlock deeper, more actionable insights from customer feedback. Customer feedback is one of the most valuable resources we have. It's a direct line to what our users think, feel, and need. But the challenge is scale. Feedback pours in from countless channels: support tickets, social media, surveys, app reviews, and trying to make sense of it all manually is overwhelming. That's where AI steps in. AI-powered tools can process massive volumes of unstructured feedback, uncover hidden patterns, detect sentiment, and surface themes that would otherwise go unnoticed. This turns raw feedback into a strategic asset, one that can drive product innovation, improve customer experience, and help us prioritize what matters most. In today's session, we'll explore the challenges of traditional feedback analysis, the advantages AI brings to the table, and the tools and techniques that can help you build a powerful voice of customer pipeline. We'll also walk through real-world use cases and a hands-on workshop to help you get started. Let's dive in and see how AI is revolutionizing the way we listen to and act on customer feedback. Before we dive into the solutions, it's important to understand the core challenges that make voice of customer analysis so difficult today. First, there's the volume problem. Customer feedback is coming in faster than most teams can handle. Whether it's support tickets, social media comments, or survey responses, the sheer quantity of data makes it nearly impossible to process manually without missing something important. Then we face the consistency challenge. When feedback is reviewed by humans, there's always the risk of bias and inconsistency. Different team members may interpret the same comment in different ways, which can lead to uneven analysis and unreliable conclusions. Another major issue is that critical insights often remain hidden. With so much unstructured data, it's easy for valuable patterns and themes to get buried. We might miss recurring complaints, emerging needs, or subtle shifts in sentiment simply because we can't see the forest for the trees. And finally, there's the prioritization struggle. Even when we do identify customer requests, it's hard to know which ones to act on first. Without a data-driven method to rank them, we often rely on gut instinct or the loudest voices in the room, which can lead to misaligned priorities. These challenges are exactly why AI is such a game changer. It helps us scale, standardize, and surface the insights that matter most. And that's what we'll explore next. Now that we've outlined the challenges, let's talk about how AI addresses them and why it's such a powerful tool for voice of customer analysis. First, there's scale. AI can process thousands of feedback items in just minutes. That means no more cherry picking or sampling. You can analyze every support ticket, every review, every comment across all your customer touchpoints. This gives you a complete 360-degree view of the customer experience. Next is objectivity. Unlike human reviewers, AI applies the same criteria to every piece of feedback. This consistency reduces bias and ensures that your analysis is fair, repeatable, and based on data, not opinion. Then we have pattern recognition. AI excels at identifying trends and relationships that humans might miss. It can connect the dots between seemingly unrelated feedback, uncovering deeper insights about customer needs, frustrations, and desires. These patterns often reveal opportunities for innovation or highlight issues before they escalate. Together, these capabilities allow organizations to move from reactive to proactive. Instead of struggling to keep up with feedback, you're empowered to understand it at scale, act on it with confidence, and continuously improve the customer experience. This is the AI advantage, and it's what makes modern voice of customer programs more powerful, more precise, and more impactful than ever before. To truly understand your customers, you need to listen to them everywhere they speak, and that's where the voice of customer ecosystem comes into play. It's not just about surveys or support tickets anymore. Today's customer feedback comes from a wide variety of channels, and each one offers unique insights. Let's start with support tickets. These are direct signals, problem reports, feature requests, and pain points that customers are actively trying to resolve. They're rich with actionable detail. Then there's social media. This is where customers express their opinions publicly, often unfiltered. It's a goldmine for understanding sentiment, spotting trends, and even tracking competitor mentions. Surveys provide structured feedback. They're great for measuring satisfaction and collecting targeted responses, especially when you want to track changes over time. App reviews are another critical source. They combine ratings with feature-specific comments, giving you both quantitative and qualitative data in one place. And finally, sales calls. These conversations reveal what prospects are asking for, what objections they raise, and how they compare your product to competitors. It's a valuable source of market intelligence. By aggregating and analyzing feedback from all of these sources, you create a more complete, nuanced picture of your customer experience. And with AI, you can do it at scale, turning this ecosystem into a strategic advantage. Now, let's talk about one of the foundational tools in AI-powered voice of customer analysis, sentiment analysis. This technology helps us understand not just what customers are saying, but how they feel when they say it. At its core, sentiment analysis is about determining the emotional tone of a piece of text. It classifies feedback as positive, negative, or neutral. This gives us a high-level view of customer sentiment across different touchpoints, whether it's a glowing review, a frustrated support ticket, or a neutral survey response. So how does it work? AI models are trained to recognize emotional language patterns. They analyze the words, phrases, and sentence structures to assess the underlying sentiment. For example, words like love, easy, or amazing signal positivity, while terms like broken, confusing, or disappointed indicate negative sentiment. In product management, this is incredibly useful. You can track sentiment across specific product features, monitor how sentiment changes over time, and identify emotional triggers in the customer journey. Maybe a new feature is causing frustration, or a recent update is delighting users. Sentiment analysis helps you spot those trends quickly. Ultimately, this tool gives you a scalable way to measure how customers feel, so you can respond with empathy, prioritize improvements, and deliver better experiences. While basic sentiment analysis is a great starting point, the real power of AI lies in going deeper, beyond just positive, negative, or neutral. This is where advanced sentiment analysis comes into play, offering a much more nuanced understanding of customer emotions. With advanced emotion detection, AI can identify specific feelings like frustration, delight, confusion, or even urgency. This level of detail helps you understand not just whether customers are happy or unhappy, but why. For example, a customer might be generally positive, but express frustration about one specific feature. That's a signal you don't want to miss. Another key capability is context-aware analysis. AI models are becoming increasingly sophisticated at understanding industry-specific language, slang, and even sarcasm. This is critical because the same phrase can mean very different things depending on the context. For instance, "This app is sick" could be a complaint or a compliment, depending on the user and the tone. By combining emotion detection with contextual understanding, AI gives you a much richer, more accurate picture of what your customers are really saying. It helps you uncover the emotional drivers behind feedback, which is essential for designing better experiences and addressing pain points more effectively. This is the next level of sentiment analysis, and it's a game changer for any product team serious about customer insight. Once we understand the emotional tone of customer feedback, the next step is to uncover the themes, the recurring topics, issues, and ideas that customers are talking about. This is where AI-powered theme extraction techniques come into play. Let's start with topic modeling. This technique uses AI to scan large volumes of feedback and identify common themes or topics that naturally emerge from the data. It's especially useful when you don't know what to look for in advance. It lets the data speak for itself. Next is cluster analysis. This method groups similar feedback items together based on shared language or sentiment. For example, it might cluster all comments about pricing or all feedback related to a specific feature. This helps you quickly see what issues are most prevalent. Then we have entity recognition. This technique extracts specific names, features, or issues mentioned in the feedback, like checkout process, mobile app, or customer support. It's great for pinpointing exactly what customers are referring to. Finally, relationship mapping connects the dots between different themes. It shows how issues are related, for instance, how complaints about speed might be linked to a recent update, or how positive feedback about a new feature correlates with increased engagement. Together, these techniques allow you to move beyond anecdotal feedback and into structured, data-driven insights. They help you see the big picture and the fine details so you can make smarter, more informed product decisions. Once we've extracted themes from customer feedback, the next challenge is deciding what to act on first. That's where the feature prioritization matrix comes in, a powerful tool that helps us make smart, data-driven decisions about which features to develop. The matrix is built on two key dimensions: customer impact and development effort. Customer impact is determined by analyzing the volume and sentiment of feedback related to a feature. The more customers are asking for it, and the more passionately they're asking, the higher the impact score. On the other axis, we have development effort. This includes the time, resources, and complexity involved in building the feature. Ideally, we want to prioritize features that offer high impact with relatively low effort. Those are your quick wins. AI plays a crucial role here. It helps us quantify customer impact by analyzing feedback at scale. Instead of relying on gut instinct or anecdotal evidence, we can objectively measure which features matter most to our users. By plotting features on this matrix, we get a clear visual of where to focus our efforts. It helps align product decisions with customer needs and business goals, ensuring we're not just building what's possible, but what's valuable. This approach brings clarity, alignment, and confidence to your roadmap planning, and it's a key step in turning voice of customer insights into real product outcomes. As we scale our voice of customer efforts, manual prioritization becomes unsustainable. That's where automated prioritization powered by AI makes a huge difference. It brings speed, consistency, and objectivity to the decision-making process. The first step is to calculate impact scores. AI combines multiple data points like feedback volume, sentiment intensity, and customer segment importance to generate a score that reflects how much a feature matters to your users. This gives you a quantifiable measure of customer demand. Next, we apply business filters. Not every high-impact feature is right for the roadmap. AI allows us to weight scores based on strategic goals, technical feasibility, and resource constraints. This ensures that prioritization aligns with both customer needs and business realities. Once we've scored and filtered the data, AI can generate ranked lists of feature requests. These rankings are dynamic. They update automatically as new feedback comes in, keeping your roadmap responsive and relevant. And perhaps most importantly, we can continuously recalibrate. As customer sentiment shifts or new priorities emerge, the system adapts. This creates a living prioritization model that evolves with your product and your market. Automated prioritization transforms how we manage feedback. It replaces guesswork with data and static plans with adaptive strategy, so you can focus on building what matters most when it matters most. To bring your voice of customer strategy to life, you need the right tools, and thankfully, there's a growing ecosystem of AI-powered solutions designed specifically for this purpose. Let's break them down into three main categories. First, we have cloud NLP services. These are ready-to-use tools from major providers like Google Cloud Natural Language, AWS Comprehend, and Azure Text Analytics. They offer powerful capabilities like sentiment analysis, entity recognition, and language detection, all accessible via API. These tools are ideal for teams that want fast, scalable solutions without building models from scratch. Next are open source libraries. Tools like Spacie, NLTK, and GenSim offer more flexibility and customization. They're perfect for technical teams that want to build tailored solutions or integrate natural language processing into existing systems. These libraries give you full control over how you process and analyze text data. Finally, we have specialized VC platforms like Qualtrics, Medallia, and Clarabridge. These are end-to-end solutions built specifically for customer experience management. They combine data collection, AI analysis, visualization, and reporting in one platform, making them a great choice for organizations looking for a comprehensive, out-of-the-box solution. Each of these tool types has its strengths, and the right choice depends on your team's goals, technical capabilities, and the scale of your VC program. The good news is there's never been a better time to get started. Now that we've explored the tools, let's talk about how to put them into action by building your voice of the customer pipeline. This is the system that brings everything together, from data collection to insight delivery, and it's the foundation of a scalable VC program. We start with data collection and integration. The goal here is to centralize feedback from all your sources, support tickets, surveys, social media, app reviews, and more. APIs can help automate this process, pulling data into a single, unified system where it can be analyzed consistently. Next is processing and analysis. This is where AI does the heavy lifting. You'll apply natural language processing to categorize feedback, analyze sentiment, extract themes, and identify patterns. This step transforms raw text into structured insights. Then comes visualization and distribution. Insights are only valuable if they're accessible. Dashboards, automated reports, and real-time alerts ensure that stakeholders across the organization can see what customers are saying and act on it quickly. Finally, we close the loop with action and feedback tracking. Connect insights directly to product decisions and monitor how those changes affect customer sentiment over time. This creates a continuous improvement cycle where feedback drives action and action drives better experiences. Building a VC pipeline isn't just about technology. It's about creating a system that listens, learns, and evolves with your customers. At the heart of every successful voice of customer program is a strong data collection strategy. After all, the quality of your insights depends entirely on the quality and diversity of the feedback you gather. There are 4 main strategies to consider. First is active collection. This includes surveys, interviews, and direct outreach, methods where you're intentionally asking customers for their input. These are great for structured feedback and targeted questions. Next is passive listening. This involves monitoring social media, online reviews, and other public forums where customers are already talking about your product. It's unfiltered, real-time, and often reveals issues or praise you wouldn't hear through formal channels. Then we have internal sources. Support tickets, chat logs, and sales call transcripts are rich with customer insights. These are often underutilized, but they contain direct, detailed feedback from real interactions. Finally, there's integration. The real power comes when you combine all of these sources into a unified analysis. By bringing together structured and unstructured data across multiple touchpoints, you get a holistic view of the customer experience. The key is to cast a wide net and ensure your data is centralized, clean, and ready for analysis. With the right collection strategy, you set the stage for meaningful, actionable insights. Before we can apply AI to analyze customer feedback, we need to prepare the text, and that's where text preprocessing comes in. This step is absolutely critical for improving the accuracy and reliability of your analysis. We begin with cleaning. This involves removing irrelevant characters, fixing encoding issues, and eliminating noise like HTML tags or emojis that might confuse the model. Next is normalization. Here, we convert all text to lowercase, correct spelling errors, and standardize formatting. This ensures that login, login, and login are all treated the same way. Then we move to tokenization. This process breaks the text into individual words or phrases called tokens, so the AI can analyze them more effectively. It's like turning a paragraph into a list of building blocks. After that, we apply stop word removal. These are common words like the, and, or, is that don't carry much meaning. Removing them helps the model focus on the words that matter most. Finally, we use stemming or lemmatization. This reduces words to their base forms, so running, ran, and runs all become run. It helps group related terms and improves the consistency of your analysis. Together, these pre-processing steps ensure that your data is clean, consistent, and ready for AI to extract meaningful insights. It's a behind-the-scenes step, but one that makes all the difference. Once we've processed and analyzed customer feedback, the next step is to communicate those insights clearly, and that's where visualization becomes essential. Great visuals don't just display data, they tell a story that stakeholders can understand and act on. Let's start with word clouds. These are a quick and intuitive way to visualize term frequency. The larger the word, the more often it appears in customer feedback. Word clouds help you instantly spot common themes, concerns, or praise points, making them perfect for executive summaries or team discussions. Next, we have sentiment trends. These visualizations track emotional responses over time, showing how customer sentiment shifts in response to product changes, feature releases, or support improvements. They're especially useful for monitoring the impact of your actions and identifying emerging issues early. Then there are theme maps. These use a hierarchical structure to show how different feedback categories relate to one another. For example, you might see that complaints about performance are mostly tied to mobile app speed. The size of each block reflects the volume of feedback, helping you prioritize based on what matters most to customers. These visual tools make complex data accessible. They help teams align around customer needs, spot trends at a glance, and make faster, more informed decisions. Now it's time to put everything we've learned into action. In this workshop, we'll walk through the steps to build your very first voice of the customer analysis pipeline, a simple, scalable system for turning raw feedback into actionable insights. Step 1 is to select your feedback sources. Start with 1 or 2 channels, maybe customer reviews, support tickets, or social media comments. Choose sources that are rich in content and easy to access. Step 2 is to choose the right AI tools. If you have technical resources, you might use open-source libraries like Spacie or NLTK. If you prefer a plug-and-play approach, cloud NLP services or VC platforms can get you up and running quickly. Step 3 is setting up your data collection and storage. This could mean building API connections, exporting CSVs, or integrating with your CRM. The goal is to centralize your feedback in one place. Step 4 is where the magic happens, implementing basic sentiment and theme extraction. Use your AI tools to analyze the text, identify emotional tone, and surface recurring topics. Step 5 is to create visualizations. Build simple dashboards or reports that highlight key insights, like top themes, sentiment trends, or feature requests. And finally, step 6 is to establish a regular analysis schedule. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, make sure insights are shared consistently with your team. This pipeline doesn't have to be perfect on day 1. The goal is to start small, learn fast, and build momentum. Let's take a moment to look at what this all looks like in practice. This implementation case study highlights the real-world impact of using AI to power voice of customer analysis, and the results speak for themselves. First, the team achieved an 85% reduction in manual feedback processing hours. That's a massive time savings, freeing up analysts and product managers to focus on strategy and innovation instead of sifting through raw data. They also saw a 3x increase in feedback volume analyzed. With AI, they were able to scale their analysis to include far more customer input than ever before, capturing insights from every channel, not just a select few. In terms of accuracy, the AI-driven system delivered 68% precision in theme identification compared to manual methods. That means more consistent, reliable insights without the subjectivity or inconsistency that often comes with human review. And perhaps most importantly, this translated into a 24% improvement in customer satisfaction scores. By acting on prioritized, data-backed insights, the team was able to make meaningful changes that directly improved the customer experience. This case study is a powerful reminder that AI isn't just a theoretical advantage. It's a practical, proven way to drive better outcomes for your team and your customers. While the benefits of AI-powered voice of customer analysis are clear, it's important to acknowledge the challenges that can arise during implementation. Being aware of these hurdles helps you plan ahead and build a more resilient program. The first major challenge is data quality. Customer feedback often comes in unstructured formats with inconsistent language, missing context, or even irrelevant content. If the data isn't clean, your analysis won't be reliable. That's why pre-processing and validation are so critical. Next is integration complexity. VC data lives in many different systems, support platforms, CRM tools, survey software, and more. Connecting these sources into a unified pipeline can be technically demanding and may require cross-functional collaboration. Then there's the issue of model accuracy limitations. While AI is powerful, it's not perfect. It can struggle with sarcasm, cultural nuances, or industry-specific jargon. This can lead to misinterpretations if models aren't properly trained or fine-tuned. Finally, we have organizational resistance. Even with great insights, change can be hard. Teams may be skeptical of AI-generated findings or reluctant to shift their workflows. Overcoming this requires strong communication, stakeholder buy-in, and a clear demonstration of value. These challenges are real, but they're also manageable. With the right planning, tools, and mindset, you can navigate them successfully and unlock the full potential of your VC program. As we embrace AI for voice of customer analysis, we must also take responsibility for how we handle customer data. Ethics and privacy aren't just checkboxes. They're foundational to building trust and ensuring long-term success. First, we need to focus on consent and transparency. Customers should know how their feedback is being used. Whether it's a survey response or a support ticket, we must clearly disclose our data practices and obtain proper permissions for analysis and storage. Next is data security. Customer feedback often contains sensitive information, and it's our duty to protect it. That means implementing strong encryption, access controls, and anonymization wherever possible to safeguard personal data. We also need to address bias mitigation. AI models can unintentionally reflect or amplify biases present in the data. To counter this, we must regularly audit our systems, ensure diverse feedback sources, and train models on inclusive datasets that represent all customer segments. As we wrap up, let's talk about how to move forward. Implementing a voice of customer program doesn't have to be overwhelming. The key is to take a phased, strategic approach, one that builds momentum and scales over time. We begin with Start Simple. Choose one feedback source, maybe support tickets or app reviews, and apply basic sentiment analysis. Focus on building a complete workflow from data collection to insight delivery. This gives you a solid foundation and early wins to build on. Next, expand sources. Once your initial pipeline is running smoothly, bring in additional channels like surveys, social media, or sales calls. At this stage, you can also introduce more advanced analysis techniques like theme extraction or emotion detection. Then, move into Automate and AMP. Optimize. Build automated pipelines that continuously collect, process, and visualize feedback. Refine your AI models and integrate insights directly into your product management workflows. This is where efficiency and consistency really start to scale. Finally, scale impact. Drive adoption across the organization. Share insights with marketing, support, and leadership. Connect VC findings to business outcomes like revenue growth, retention, and customer satisfaction. This is how you turn feedback into a strategic asset that drives company-wide value. This roadmap isn't just a plan, it's a path to becoming truly customer-centric, powered by AI and guided by insight.